Oh, I'm cheating. Oh, I accidentally got another item. Whatever. I love the outdoors. I'd go so much to say as I thrive in it. I know. Now this is gonna sound scary to some like Reddit or Discord moderator out there. But I'd say that you also need to go outside to survive, to live. What the? I'm more than just a voice here. I'm also a human being, and just like any other human being, it took me more than one attempt to make this video. There are a few stories, a few spooky or, I don't know, just dumb stories that I have of me being outside and nature trying its absolute best to make me not go outside. Which, I don't know why they would want to do that. Why nature would want to do that. It's beautiful. Green and blue just mix so well. I mean, like, this place looks great for nature. No? Anyway, the first story I have takes place around 7 or 8 years ago. So, I was but a wee little lad back then. And I was walking. 'Cause who doesn't walk? Alright, I was walking down our driveway. We had a pretty big driveway. I'd say it was like 50 to 60 feet long. Oh, cool. It's pretty long. And I was walking down it, and our neighbors had this dog. Now keep in mind that since this was 7 or 8 years ago, I was small. I was probably half the age I am now. I'm almost 20. By almost, I mean like 5 years away, but still. I'm getting there. I was pretty small. Now, I'm like moist critical height minus like 5 inches right now. And I'm sorry, Penguin Z0, but I'm being a little bit generous there. But, at this time I was about like a 1.5 feet smaller than what I was. I was pretty flipping small. I was like tiny. I was like the smallest kid in my class for like 5 years. Yeah, I was pretty small. I was going down the driveway, and their dog just so happened to be walking around this like circle, you know. For some reason, we lived in an area that there was like a circle. It's pretty fucking cool. And it was I was walking down, and we locked eyes. We were like staring at each other for, I'd say, a good 3 seconds before my brain just goes, "Run, you flipping imbecile! That thing's gonna kill you!" The thing is, my mind wasn't really going to that. It was like, oh, I'm gonna get hurt by this thing. I didn't even think it was a dog for the first few seconds. I do the smartest thing you can do, which is run. No, it's not the smartest thing you do. If you got like a stick or like a branch nearby or like nothing else and all you have left is just like hope, you're gonna like grab a stick for bait and then you're gonna like have it bite that and then you're gonna like punch its eyes, or you're gonna have to use your arm, which that's gonna hurt. But I did the last best thing, which is just run. And I don't know if you know this, but dogs are pretty fast. So fast, as a matter of fact, I'd say they're faster than humans. I think the fastest dog was like, what, 10 or 20 miles faster than Usain Bolt? So, that's pretty flipping fast. Yeah. Where do I go from here? Anyway, I run, and I'm just running. And then I managed to make it back to the house that we lived in. Now, there's two ways that could have gone. One, the way it did, which is by some miracle, either that dog was just tired or something, and it doesn't catch up to me. Or the other, it just catches up to me and kills me. And I'm gonna say the other one is probably the most likely. Me just dying. I don't know how that happens. How you can somehow be well, yet again, I was literally the fastest kid in my class for like a few years. I wouldn't say the fastest. One of the fastest. There were always kids in other classes that were faster than me. So, you know. I think one reason why I ran was because I was obviously small. How rude of you to interrupt me. When I was talking, I was trauma dumping on... Oh! I was trauma dumping on my whole story and whatnot. But yeah, I made it back home, and by the grace of God, I managed to survive. How that happened, I have no idea. Oh. Now, that brings me to the other story, which this happened about 1 or 2 months ago. And I was walking outside like any other fellow, which, surprise, surprise, this story takes place outside. And every other story in this video also does. Just in case you don't know. Which I don't know how that's possible, considering that's pretty much the title of this video. Anyway, I am walking outside, and I'm sitting down on like a log or something. And out of nowhere, I hear this screeching, this horrendous noise. It's not human, and it sounds more bird or something like that. But it did not sound friendly. It wasn't no caw, 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 caw. It was more like, oh, why are you hurting me? And I hear this and I'm like, oh heck no. And I'm off that log faster than you can say whatever the flip is the longest word in the English dictionary. But other than that, I'm running, and I'm probably taking inspiration from the dog incident one. And I'm running, and I make it back into a shop, not in home. And I was like, oh, there's like a cougar or something. It's out there. It's probably following my scent as we speak. And I'm just sitting there like, what do I do? And I'm saying this out loud, or it could probably hear me. And I'm just like, you know, I'm gonna wait here, but I'm also gonna grab like a sledgehammer or crowbar, just in case, you know, it somehow knows how to open doors, which isn't impossible, because considering that my cat used to open doors. And enough time passed where I was like, yeah, it's probably just got bored and just walked away. And I walked out, and what do you know? There was nothing there. It was probably just some bird trying to scare me. So I'm gonna be honest, I fell for it. Yeah. Is it my fault that I just didn't want to die that day? What the flip is this? Anyway, that brings me to our last story. And this one, oh boy. You're gonna have to buckle your seatbelts. Because for the people who hate insects, I'm sorry. So I'm walking around outside one day, and you know the rain actually makes it more dramatic. I was walking around outside one day, and it was getting near sunset. So it was around when all the scary googly monsters come out. I was walking around, and I hear buzzing around my ear. And I was like, oh, it's probably just like a bee that flew really close to me. And I was like, yeah, this is probably right. And I kind of look around and see where it is. And all of a sudden, on my right arm, I see a bug the size of my forearm just sitting there, probably praying to, like, bite me or something, turn me into another insect or something. It's probably not how it works, but, you know, it's just trying to kill me. It's like, get here, piece of crap human. I'll kill you. It grabs onto my arm. I'm like, all my, like, oh flip receptors are going off. So why are there so many of these bombs here? So yeah, my oh flip receptors go off, and I swipe at it. I did not feel it, but I could tell it was off of my arm. And I run. I book it. I'm out of there. If you could compare me to Usain Bolt, Usain Bolt would look like a flipping snail with how fast I ran. I ran so fast back into that shop again, and it's probably to this day the largest insect I've ever seen. I run in there and I'm like, it's probably out there still, and it's almost getting, it's getting dark. It's getting dark, which is bad, because it's when all sorts of spooky animals come out. Like bears that are probably scared of, some are scared of humans. But yeah, I walk out and, you know, it's all scary. And I remember just going back in that day, and I just tell my dad already. I was like, dude, there's a bug the size of my arm. It was horrifying. It was almost like another species, just, it's like an alien just landed on my arm. Probably have like rabies or something. I don't think I have rabies. I'm still alive somehow. After all that, I'm still alive. Yeah. I really don't know what else to say. That's all the stories I had. Well, I guess there's no way out of here. Why does it have to start raining right now? Oh, it seems like the climate is a little slippery. Oh no! Oh gosh! I'm still alive. Gosh, flipping dang it. Well, whatever. I guess I'll see you in the next video. Whenever the flip that is.